He's Ro.
She's Meg.
It's
Meg and Ro in the morning.
Good morning.
Buenos dias.
Today is Adventure Friday,
Mm-hmm.
and we kind
We
of
finna dip. That's what we finna do. Finna leave this place.
Yes.
We're gonna go to the LA of Texas, basically.
That's a really great way to describe it.
I only know that because I listen to podcasters that are in LA and they're moving to Austin.
Oh,
Yeah.
the elification
Mm-hmm.
of Austin.
Yeah. So we're going to Austin.
We're going to Austin. I did want to say though, we need to get better about not spending our entire budget at the beginning of the month.
Yeah.
Because
This time we're gonna spend in the middle of the month.
Yes. Because we have a really bad habit about like doing really expensive things at the beginning of the month and then having nothing to do at the end because we've run out of money.
All we have is like gas money and that's it.
Pretty much.
Not even gas money.
Barely.
Yeah, we're gonna have to start walking everywhere.
With gas prices, yeah. Get that motorcycle. We'll go on motorcycle rides.
You know what? I don't like Teslas, but I think this time I will consider a Tesla.
See, having a hybrid car is where it's at. Maybe we'll take my car.
Yeah, you get 550 miles on a full tank.
Yup.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
550 miles on a full tank.
As long as you're not weird about driving other people's cars. Because, like, I'll drive one way, but you'll have to drive the other way.
I ain't worried about it.
Yeah, my mom is, like, really weird about it.
I
So is my friend
worked
Kara.
at dealerships, so I would have to.
Oh, right. You'd have to drive people's cars.
I would have to drive people's cars, trucks. So it's normal.
Mm-hmm.
Second nature.
Yeah, because I don't mind driving there, like, in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But since we're going to be heading back pretty late,
Yeah.
the next day, I would rather you drive because I don't drive well at night.
Mm.
I have, like, not night blindness, really, but I have astigmatism.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. I got
it's
some
like,
homies.
weird, you know?
I got some homies that got that.
Yeah. I also get road hypnosis real bad.
Do the lights have that streak?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Mine does. I have that
Astigmatism.
astigmatism too.
Mm-hmm.
But these lenses,
Mm-hmm.
like deflect that a little bit, so it's not as harsh of a flare, light
Really?
flare.
Mm.
It kind of like tones it down a little bit,
Mm.
and so.
It's
But yeah,
weird.
we're going to Austin.
We're going to Austin. Why are we going to Austin? Ro, do you want to tell the
Because
people?
somebody saw the work we put out. That's why. That's the main reason why.
No, isn't that cool though?
That like somebody from a different city
Was
was like, yo, we liked your video.
Right.
We want one too.
Right.
Like, dude, say less.
We've been
Say
talking about going to
less.
Austin since we started this podcast as well.
Yeah.
And so
Now we have a good reason.
we have a very good reason to go.
A very good reason to go.
And okay, so who asked us to go to Austin? It was my friend Aaron of Tweety Tart.
Mm-hmm.
Tweety Tart is a bath bomb business. Bath bomb, bubble bar, soap.
Yeah.
Bath product business.
Yeah.
And she makes like video game themed and anime themed
We just
stuff.
say it's like Lush. I only say that because
Yes.
we went to Lush.
She actually worked at Lush
Okay.
and then started her own business because she's very passionate about bath products.
Okay.
And she lives in like northwest Austin. So let me look at the map.
I don't know. I got some homies that went to, is it UT? Whatever college is in Austin.
I think it's UT.
I just know. That's all I know.
The horns.
Hook 'em.
She lives near, like, not in Round Rock, but like west of Round Rock.
All right.
If you're looking at the map.
Okay.
Okay. So it's like a suburb of of Austin. I was thinking how Humble is a suburb of Houston, and it's like the
Yes.
same distance from.
Well, the thing I hate about that is like big cities. The name of the city is like the downtown area.
Right.
Because if you look at the map of Lufkin, ironically, like it's within the side of the loop.
Right.
But Houston is like center part of Houston.
Right.
And I'm just like,
But people will say that Humble is Houston. People will say that the Woodlands is Houston.
Because it's Houston County.
Right.
That's why. But
Right.
people that live in Houston, I've noticed, they won't say, oh, I live in Houston. They're like, oh, I live in Pasadena.
Right.
Well, I live in Katy. But if you're away from your area, if you're in Dallas, oh, bro, I live in Houston. Oh, okay, cool. Because Dallas don't say I live in Dallas. Oh, they say I live in Dallas, but I live in Dallas Fort Worth.
Right.
So like different sections or whatever.
Yeah. So Northeast Dallas. Northeast Dallas. Why do I keep saying different cities? Northwest Austin is where we're going to be staying. We're staying at the Aloft Austin Marriott, I think.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called?
And if people have never traveled to Austin, which there's been quite a few people that know about Austin but never gone to Austin, I'll give you a quick, easy route on where you're going to go through. You're going to go through Crockett, then you go through Madisonville.
Hell yeah.
Stop at the Buc-ee's there at Madisonville.
Oh, absolutely.
College Station. Keep on going down to Caldwell, then Elgin. And then, bam, you're there at the Texas Capitol. Oh, wait, I put Texas Capitol.
Did you really?
Yeah. I mean, that's where the Capitol is at, so.
Right, the Capitol building. So, yeah, the Aloft Austin Northwest, it's apparently a boutique hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And so what's the difference between like a chain hotel and a boutique hotel? Boutique hotels are supposed to be nicer.
And chain hotel is just
chain hotels.
Chains.
Like a McDonald's,
yeah.
you know? But this is apparently owned by Marriott. Like the Marriott? Marriott. Brand.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't say that on the outside.
Correct. Yeah,
but I booked through.
Marriott owns a shit ton of hotels.
Right. But it literally does not say that on the outside of the building.
Right. They're basically like the partners. Like if you go to the website, on the bottom, like partnered with Marriott Hotel.
Right. And so that's where I booked the hotel. And so we're going to be staying there April 19th through the 20th.
Mm-hmm. Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yes.
Well, Tuesday night.
Yes. So, I mean, we'll get there because we'll probably leave around like 8 or 9, right? And get there a little after lunchtime.
Yeah.
Depending on how bad traffic is.
Yeah.
And so, and plus like how long we stay at Buc-ee's.
We'll get there at 2. I guesstimate. I'm a guesstimate. We're going to get there at 2-ish.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to check in at like, hopefully we can check in early because I don't want to leave our stuff in the car.
Yeah.
But what is your kind of plan? Like, are we going to do filming that day or are we going to do filming the next day or are we going to do both?
Here's my plan. I am trying to make more of a docu-style kind of film. Like, whether it be for us, I really want to do it with Black Spot. Like, day by, like basically like a documentary. It can be like scene 1, opening up the shop. So it'd be like scene 1 for us, like getting gas. Or like maybe not saying a word, like have the start as a silent film because everybody doesn't want to talk in the morning. Right. And then just slowly progress to like making it a trip. Because learning film.
Because we're going to be shooting a couple of videos while we're there.
Yeah.
Not just the Tootie Tart video.
Not just the Tootie Tart. And so I've learned that filming doesn't need months. You can literally make a movie within the day. Right. All you need is 24 hours for it to be a 2-hour film. Right. So we have 2 days and it could be like a 1-hour film, like a 1-hour sneak peek or teaser. I don't know, just something different. Because when I was in New York for my graduation present, I was there for 2 weeks or a week. I can't remember. And I made 2 videos. One specific to New York lifestyle and then one specific to New York art. Okay. So I was like, okay, cool. Now that I've done that as a practice, I'm going to film this trip as like basically a documentary style. Like our day to day, like what it takes or what we go through from point A to point B as content creators. Right. As I guess we're producers. I don't know.
I mean, I'm a producer.
And so
you produce content, so I guess you're a producer.
I'm a producer too. So yeah, I'm gonna film it the way it is. Nothing special. This is what a road trip looks like. We are gonna spend 4 hours in the car, and it's gonna be boring. It's gonna be fun. Like, it's complete silence. Or
since I'll be driving, here's my rule: whoever's driving gets to pick the music.
Yeah. I mean.
So when I'm driving, it'll be my music. And when you're driving,
to be honest, yours. I might just take my headphones and might watch some Netflix series. Right. Like not the whole time, obviously, but like in parts of it.
Right. And the best part about road trips is like the conversations that happen because of them. You know. So maybe you'll record that too, of like us talking. But for the Tootie Tart video, what is kind of because we'll only have a few hours of daylight left. once we get there. So what's kind of your game plan for that promotional video? Are we going to film that day and then, you know, after that go to dinner and like go do some other stuff? Or do you want to dedicate the entire next day to filming a Twitty Tart promotional video? What's your plan?
If possible, if we could,
anything's possible.
If we could set up the next day, Wednesday, we get there Tuesday,
mm-hmm.
and then we just do whatever. See Austin on Tuesday. Dedicate to looking at Austin the whole Tuesday.
Right.
Going to the graffiti park, going to 6th Street, or just doing whatever.
Right.
Doing whatever it takes.
Mm-hmm.
And then come Wednesday, be well prepared, well rested,
mm-hmm.
and like, all right, cool. Set up artificial lights, set up the microphone, set up the camera,
mm-hmm.
do some B-roll first, then do the interview style. All right, cool, sweet. Grab a bite. Oh, okay. Look, it's 2:00. Got to get back. We'll get back around 6 or 7. That's like a guesstimate.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of like my game plan. That's what I feel like. That's what would make this trip more worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Spend one day of just hanging out,
mm-hmm.
getting to know the area.
Right.
The next day get to business.
Right. And I think that because we are staying in Northwest Austin, and I have to say that to myself so that way I don't forget, we'll probably be exploring that immediate area.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we may not have time to go to 6th Street. We may not have time to go to the Capitol building.
Correct.
But we'll be able to tell people about like a different part of Austin. Because I feel like everybody knows 6th Street.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows the Capitol building.
Even if you haven't been there, you get an idea of it.
Right. So I think maybe that night,
mm-hmm.
We can talk to Aaron. Aaron is married to a guy named Sean, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we'll have dinner with them that night.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And
some legit Austin food, you know?
Right.
Because Austin is a melting pot of everything.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
She has some recommendations on where we can go in that area, right?
Yeah.
And we can explore that area and really get to like know what is there that day. Because let's see, this is April, so the sun will probably go down around 7:30.
We might see Matthew McConaughey. I don't know.
Does he live there?
I know he was a teacher there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's so weird. Imagine Matthew McConaughey being your teacher.
Oh, right. Yeah, I believe so, that he was an acting teacher at UT.
I want to look this up now.
Yeah, that he lived or lives in Austin, has a house in Austin, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, he also has a tequila brand.
Does he?
Yeah. You know, I just saw this morning that a bunch of liquor stores obviously have liquor, duh. But a bunch of the brands that are there are celebrity owned. It's not like Corona or like Bud Light, right? It's their own manufacturer. Most of these tequila bottles or bourbon, rum, whatever, are celebrity owned. Kind of like Jenner, the 818.
Mm-hmm.
That's horrible, to be honest. I don't like it.
Matthew McConaughey is a professor of practice at the Moody College of Communication at the University of Texas at Austin. Mm-hmm. He is a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, cool. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll see Griffin McElroy.
Ooh. Oh, we need to take that book. What's his book? Greenlight? Matthew's book?
Oh my God.
Right? Is it Greenlight or something like that?
I think so.
Something green.
I've never read it.
Your dad told me months ago. No, you just told me that he has a book.
Oh, okay. I'm not looking that up.
I don't read books.
So, yeah, well, I think that's a good idea because, you know, after being in the car.
I don't want to work after being in a car.
Right.
I'd rather just chill.
Mm-hmm.
And like look at the scene. Like, oh, look. A pothead.
There's something. Oh, a what?
A pothead.
Oh.
Because that's what Austin has.
Right.
To be honest.
Because like looking at it from the perspective of like a work day,
mm-hmm.
right? Like it makes more sense for us to film in the morning.
Yes. More daylight. Longer time of daylight.
Right. And then we're not having to like rush.
Yeah.
We'll be able to just like, okay, we're in that way we'll be able to enjoy the journey
mm-hmm.
more as well. Because, you know, if we see like a cool place, we can stop at it on the way.
Yeah, because if we were to leave Tuesday and like, okay, we have to film at 4,
mm-hmm.
it's 8, we have to calculate our time. I'd rather not do that.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather not do that. Just because, like, just go with the flow. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Mm-hmm. And then maybe, like, I mean, you'll obviously bring your camera everywhere.
Yeah.
So maybe, like, part of the like our documentary, like Meg and Ro, is like a kind of an interview with Tweety, right? When we go to dinner with her and her husband, we can be like, so like, you know, what made you move to Austin, and ask that kind of question, because she used to live in New Orleans, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I would say that's just down the street, but for us it is. For her it ain't.
Well, I mean,
for her it's like
6 hours.
6 hours.
No, for her it'd be like 8 hours.
8 hours, yeah.
Maybe? How long is it?
Well, it's 4 hours from here to there, and if we're talking about Louisiana border, it's 2 hours from here to the Louisiana border. Now, where exactly in Louisiana does she live? Like, we don't know. But let's say she lived in New Orleans. That's
Austin
about a 10-hour trip.
I'm looking it up.
Or 8 to 10 hour trip from New Orleans. I'm gonna guess 8:36. Very specific.
Come on, Google load. It is 8:31.
Dang.
You were very close. For that you go through Houston. From Austin you go through Houston to New Orleans.
Yeah.
And then from Lufkin, from my location to New Orleans, it's about 6 hours.
Yeah.
So, and it all depends on the route that you take. So I think that we can get some interesting footage of her, like just out and about, you know, because she's recommended a couple places, and then we'll be able to like research and do whatever we want there, because we're gonna be like right next to a shopping center.
Okay.
But like, what else should we do? Like, what do you want to do while we're in Austin? Because I've never been to Austin as an adult.
Right. I guess me either. I've only been as a high school student.
When
like,
you met Casey Neistat.
Yeah, when I met Casey. I didn't go for high school. I went like as a family trip. But like recently, I'm like, I don't know what is to do. I mean, I got some friends. I still think I have some friends that live there. Maybe they moved back to Lufkin. I'm not 100% sure. But I just like seeing art.
Okay.
Just art in general. Like the graffiti park, super cool. And I feel like you can buy spray paint bottles there and like spray paint the walls.
Ooh.
So it's like open to the public. Anybody can.
Cool.
Unless I feel like you can buy a wall and then like have it not to be vandalized for a certain period of time. But the graffiti park was super cool.
Oh my God, we're going to be right down the street from the Austin Aquarium.
Ooh, water.
Maybe we should go do that.
Fish are friends. Well, they are food.
I do love eating fish. I mean, if we're gonna be right down the road, like we might as well. You
what we gonna do? Like stay in the hotel and be safe? Hell no.
Right. We're gonna go like check things out.
Yeah.
Cause like, I mean, you're gonna want to work out at some point.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna work out at some point.
But like when?
Probably like before we go to sleep.
Oh, okay. Okay. So we have like the whole evening.
Yeah.
Then. Okay. You're not one of those people who's like, I have to work out at 6 p.m.
Oh, no. I mean, if I'm here, yes.
Right.
But I'm going to be skipping out on 2 days worth of working out, so I might as well get one hotel gym session in. And when we're at a hotel, I usually work out before we go to sleep. So I can shower. I'm like, all right, I'm tired. Because, you know, sometimes you'll be in the hotel bed and you're like, I'm tired, but tired enough just to go on TikTok for 2 hours.
Right.
Which I do. But I want to be tired enough to be like, you know what, I'm going to watch a little bit of a TikTok and knock out while TikTok is on. I want to be that tired.
I also want to give an honest review of the aquarium, because the Dallas World Aquarium fucking sucks.
The Houston Aquarium is okay. It's made for kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's mainly for kids.
I went
like
to
it'd be better off if we took
like Frankie.
If we took Frankie, like here you go. It's because it's really small. It's not big. And it's just perfect to like take a kid, because we took my nephews and my niece there, and they loved it.
Right.
And then I went there as a kid and I loved it. But would I go there now as an adult? Not really.
I remember the Dallas World Aquarium being a lot cooler when I was like an adult, when I was a little kid, because my parents took us there for like a day trip. But when I went as an adult with my late Aunt Janet and my siblings, we were all like really disappointed.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see if the Austin Aquarium is any better. It had high reviews, so we could go check that out, because they're open until 8:00.
Okay.
So if we went after dinner, we could go check that out.
Yeah.
And then what are we gonna do after the aquarium? We gotta go check things out.
Unless you're feeling bold and you'd want to go to 6th Street. I'm not saying we have to, but that's a thing.
Isn't parking like really shitty?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I've been to Northgate. Wait, is it Northgate? No, Northgate's College Station. I think. My friends will correct me after this episode's up. But I've been to one College Station, and we kind of always find free parking, because there's a spot that we go to. But in Austin, I'm not too sure what it really is.
Right.
I mean, if it's not too far, we can just walk there. Because, I mean, a bunch of college students and people just walk all the time.
Maybe on Wednesday when we leave, we can go through Austin to like a couple of the spots that we missed out on. Like after we're done recording the promotional video. Yeah. Like maybe we can go to the Capitol or...
Be like, wow, look, a building.
Or like go to the Greetings from Austin mural.
Yeah.
And then like check out a couple places on the... We're probably... You said like 6 or 7. I don't think that we're going to get back on Wednesday until like 9 or 10.
Yeah. I mean, that was just a guesstimate. I really don't care what time we get back.
Right. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Are you?
I've been wanting to go back to Austin, but I've never had a push to go back. Because if me and my friends go to Austin, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like a waste of a trip if we just go drink, or go.
Right. And that's like why I'm interested in experiencing like a different part of Austin than where everybody else goes.
Yeah. Because last time I went with my fam, we went to, I think it was, I'm pretty sure this is not the river, but I think it was Guadalupe River. And we hiked like the river. And it was super fun. I was my very first time hiking in general overall. It was my first time hiking, and it was super fun. Then we went to the graffiti park, and I feel like there are some caves near Austin.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I love going to caves. Like caves are one of my favorite things ever.
This will be our first like overnight trip together.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that this is like.
Well, if there are some caves, I would want to go to some caves.
We can do some caves.
Caves are super. I don't know. Something about caves to me is like the coolest thing ever. Like, hey, you know what this is? Like, yeah, it's a stalactite and it's a stalagmite. Or no, that's a stalagmite. That's a stalactite.
Are you sure about that?
Oh, no, tight. He holds tight from the ceiling, and on the bottom it might connect. That's how I remember it.
Oh, okay.
And then there are some waters where you dip your finger in and it looks like your finger disappeared. And then there's always a part of the wall where they're like, do not touch the cave, but you can touch this one right here.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, that's every single cave that I've been to always has a specific spot where you can touch the cave. They don't want you touching the cave because it's all natural water, and the oils on our fingers will damage the rocks and not have it grow over time. But yeah, caves are just cool. I think they're cool, and they're cool in temp because they're underground.
Right.
But it sucks because we might catch humidity, and we come up, you'll be sweating like a pig, man. It'll drenched in sweat, but it's so worth it.
I think that we need to like, kind of our final thoughts is like, what should we do while we're in Austin?
So yeah, comment or tell us in person what we should really do in good old Austin, Texas, the center of Texas.
And like, actually for real, like if you're listening to this episode, like,
or if you're from Austin,
specifically, like, what is there to do on Northwest Austin, like the Round Rock area, for us to go do? And you know, if we don't kill each other on this trip, then I guess we'll go on more overnight trips. Like we could go to San Antonio. I've done an overnight trip at San Antonio, just one day. It's pretty chaotic.
I've done a weekend of San Antonio.
I like San Antonio.
And so yeah, I got a funny story about San Antonio. That's a later podcast.
When we go to San Antonio, you can tell that story.
Yeah.
Where else can we do like an overnight trip? Because we're going to Austin, and we're going to tell you guys about how that goes. Like, where else should we go for an overnight trip? Galveston? Right, Galveston. We've been talking about doing an overnight trip in Galveston.
Is Galveston even worth an overnight trip?
Well, we would have to go overnight if we want to do a ghost tour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, they do have that. And Galveston is haunted.
Right. New Orleans. Everybody's been telling us to go to New Orleans. That's an overnight trip.
I'm going to New Orleans next weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Wow. Why?
Ivan's birthday.
Oh, cool. Tell me how it is.
Yeah, we're going to leave Friday, come back Sunday. So Friday after he gets off of work, finna dip. And then, yeah, So it'll be my first time in New Orleans.
You'll have to tell me about it because I've never been.
I know your mom talks about it. She's like, yeah, it was super fun. So I'm like, I want to experience it. Now I am going to experience it. So
yeah,
we'll see how it is. We'll see how drunk I get.
You can let me know. Don't get scammed by any fake psychics.
Oh,
I'm your psychic.
I'll be like, man, I got a coworker that'll out psychic your psychic is.
Oh my God. Tell them that and see what happens.
Let me see your hand. That's a fake hand. Look at my hand.
Don't fuck with any like witch doctors or anything like that.
Oh, man, heck no.
You've seen Princess and the Frog?
I'm going to carry my rosary.
The power of Christ compels you. I think we should do an overnight trip in Dallas. I know we've both said that we hate Dallas.
Dallas sucks, man.
We got to find out what's good in Dallas. What are the touristy things to do?
The tall tower that's like a ball. That's pretty fun. I've been in there.
Oh, I've never done that.
I sneaked in there.
You snuck in there?
Yeah.
Why? How?
Okay, this was... Do I have time? Yeah, I got it real quick. This was when I was working on my previous job. And they sent me there for training.
Yeah.
And then I was just scooting around. They have like the little bird scooters. Scooted around. I saw the tower. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Let me go in there. And I was like, yo, what's the deal? What they got going on? And they're like, oh, there's an open event. You can go up there. And I was like, okay. So I didn't go to that event, but I went to a different floor. I think it was like 3 floors. I think it was like a restaurant, a bar, and then like the viewing.
The observation deck?
The observation, yeah. So I didn't go to the one that was open. I kind of went that was like reserved. But I was dressed nice. And I was walking in there like, wow, this is kind of cool.
Oh.
And then I was like, okay, I'm bored. So I went to the observation.
Oh.
And so like the private event wasn't cool enough to stay there. So I was like my sneaking in kind of thing.
Oh, I see. Well, we're running out of time. Let us know what to do in Austin. You can follow us at Meg and Ro in the morning anywhere except for Twitter, which is Mr. in the Morning. That's MR in the morning. That's also our hashtag MR in the morning. If you're listening to this on Spotify or your favorite podcast platform, make sure that you give us a follow and a rating because that really helps us out. If you're listening on or watching on Facebook or YouTube, give us a like, give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends who are from Austin.
Yep.
And yeah, if you are from Austin or you've gone to Austin or you really like Austin, let us know what we can do.
Yep. And
because we haven't been as adults.
Nope.
And so we'll have 2 days. Well, more like 1 day.
Yeah, 1 day technically.
1 day and then like a couple hours of the next day. Because we'll be working. This isn't just like a fun trip. This is a work trip.
This is a work trip.
So, yeah. Any final thoughts?
If you watch F1 racing and you watch Drive to Survive on Netflix, we can talk. We can argue about certain teams that are good and certain teams that are bad. Oh. So we can have a conversation about that.
Sounded like you were just speaking Chinese to me, bestie. So I can't argue with you or anything like that.
Max Verstappen, you're the GOAT.